Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, on Wednesday, February 23rd, I had one of the most amazing days in my 50 years of life. I, with some help of those individuals very close to Trump, who, by the way, will remain nameless, I know how the sick political world works, and your enemies always try to poison you. Always remember that. It's called poisoning. So I'm not going to reveal who my friends are that sit at the table with Trump. But thanks to them, I was able to go down to Mar-a-Lago and attend an event that was incredible. It was a two-stage event. First, all day long, there were speakers at Mar-a-Lago with a room full of probably 300 people who were political candidates, political operators, fundraisers, and speakers. And all day long, we mingled, had lunch, and then we had more speakers, and then we had a pool reception. And during this event, I got to personally meet and get a photograph with many. And I got the list right here. Ryan Zinke, congressional candidate for Montana. SEAL Team 6 member, Trump Interior Secretary. This guy is incredible. Best speaker of the day. Herschel Walker. Ted Cruz and him had a conversation on stage that was incredible. Herschel Walker is an incredible human being. Voted the #1 college football player of all time, but in a more incredible person. I really enjoyed talking to Herschel Walker. Ted Cruz. By the way, I'm liking Ted Cruz more and more. And just for the record, it's clear to me, nobody is closer to President Trump and the United States Senate than Ted Cruz. Kelly Tshibaka, who's running against Murkowski in Alaska. Incredible. Mike Gibbons. Now, I got to pause here. I got there real early. And because I got there real early, good things happen to you when you show up early. Because I got there real early, I got to meet Mike Gibbons and his lovely wife, Diane. And I sat at his table. We set the table together. We're with him all night. He also, and I'm going to get to the Trump dinner here in a minute, he went to the dinner too. And Mike Gibbons, he might be an investment banker, but he is a down-to-earth, great human being. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I'm endorsing Mike Gibbons for the United States Senate. By the way, I want that broken out as a clip, my producers. But I endorse Mike Gibbons for the United States Senate. He is going to win. He is going to win. He's got the money, the message, the biography, the background. He is going to win. I got to meet and talk to Lindsey Graham. By the way, I know he can be a rhino. By the way, Trump called him a rhino. But at the same time, there's been plenty of moments. I mean, I was mad at him after January 6th, too. But Lindsey Graham it's like Rand Paul. Rand Paul can drive you crazy, too, at moments. But thank God Trump has Lindsey Graham, and Rand Paul did not have them. Ronnie Jackson, Trump's doctor. John McLaughlin, Trump's pollster. And by the way, based upon what he reported on stage, by the way, what he reported is consistent with the polls. They're in the news too. Trump's the guy. Trump's the guy. I mean, there's no other Republican can do what Trump does. Trump's the man in this country. Roger Stone, what a character. Got his cell phone number. I'm going to bring him to a Bulldog event. Tom Rice's opponent. I ought to go ahead and share. I got all these business cards, and I got his name in here, but I collected business cards of so many people that I've already communicated by email. By the way, this was my ticket walking around. I didn't realize that there was only 15 people that had this right here. They must have thought I was something else. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Pam Bondi, got to talk to Pam Bondi. Martha Blackburn from Tennessee. I had a funny teasing about Tennessee beating UK Wildcats so bad. Rick Grinnell, Trump's national security advisor. He's in the club car of the Trump team. Kimberly Guilfoyle, Lynn Cheney's opponent from Wyoming. She's going to win. Corey Lewandowski. I had a good laugh with Corey. and countless others, including an incredible young man that might be able to help us in Pakistan with Iran. I mean, the connections and relationships I made in one day, I told my staff I could write a book about it. The other thing that I met is a whole lot of billionaires. Now, I want to now turn to the actual private dinner. I was so fortunate to, and I'm not going to reveal anything that the president or his team would not want me to reveal. I'm not going to do that. But in this private dinner that we had, I want to just set the scene for you. It was so great. By the way, I got my photograph. There was a photo session before dinner with Trump, and I'll get that picture. It was taken by a professional, so I'll have another Trump picture. And going through the photo line when I got my picture with Trump, I told him from Kentucky, he just wanted to talk about McConnell. The guy hates McConnell. By the way, he has said that publicly, so I'm not violating any confidence with the president. The president can always trust me with confidences. He hates McConnell. So we had some fun talk about McConnell. So here's the table. At the corner was me. I'm sitting in the corner. To my right, at the end of this table, was an extraordinary, I'm not going to use his name, but an extraordinary guy from California and Arizona, clearly very wealthy, who I understand donates a lot to these causes. Then around the corner from him was a wonderful man that I met, who's an attorney for a billionaire that I'm going to introduce here in a minute. He and I hit it off from New York. Heidi Cruz, Ted Cruz, a billionaire who's obviously very close to Trump, who that lawyer is the lawyer for. I, by the way, had a great conversation with the billionaire walking to dinner relative to the Kentucky race. Then President Trump. Next, on the other side of President Trump, billionaire's wife. Then another billionaire couple. Then at the head of the table, I think a couple other billionaires. And then coming around the corner, another billionaire. Then his finance chairman from Texas, who must be another billionaire, or extremely wealthy. I'm going to tell a story about him in a minute. Then Kimberly Guilfoyle. Then Whitaker, the fill-in attorney general for Barr when he left. Rick Grinnell, and then me again. So that was who was at this dinner. Big donors and some very close people to him politically, and yours truly. Now, Trump, for those of you that have never interacted with Trump, and I have now several times, you need to understand this, and I say this affectionately. Trump has an ego. Hello, I got an ego. Anybody who runs for these offices and accomplishes things, you're going to have some people with egos. And by the way, I say that affectionately to Trump. Trump exudes confidence. I exude confidence. He is also, and I'm going to tell you some stories, is extremely intelligent. Totally underestimated by his enemies. This guy is smart. And then last but not least, which I think is his finest quality, he's a good guy. He's funny. He's human. He understands friendships and relationships. If you don't recognize this yet, where you been? Trump is loyal to his people. He only goes the other way when they are disloyal to him in a big way. I still will never understand how his personal lawyer, Cohen, abandoned him. He had the president there to pardon him. What's he worried about? Look at Flynn. Look at him. Look at Stone, Roger Stone. Look at all the people around Trump. Trump's loyal to his friends. I mean, it's as he should be to the friends that got mistreated so badly. So Trump keeps asking for questions. If I die tomorrow, if I ever write a biography, this is going to be in my biography. So there's questions going around. A few people were asking questions. And I kept waiting because I'm the lightweight in the room here, okay? So I'm waiting. By the way, the entire interaction, I just want you to know, that I interacted with Trump, I didn't say one word about me running for Kentucky governor. Why? It's not important. It's not on his mind. He's thinking November 22. You know, I'm not going to talk about me when I have a chance to talk to the president. So I'm waiting for my opportunity. And it came. He said, is there any more questions? Nobody spoke. I said, I got a question, Mr. President. And Rick Grinnell says, introduce yourself. I said, I'm Eric Deters from Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. And I wish I would have said not president, but owner of Bulldog Media. I missed that opportunity. But when you don't have notes, you're always going to miss some things. So I then thanked the president. I reminded him how I met him in 2016 during the primary. I thanked him for running for office. I made a little statement how I defended him running, how I thought he was the right person to beat Hillary, and that how evil they treated him when he was president. By the way, the whole time I'm talking, President's eating. And how terrible they treated, but he's listening, and how bad they treated him. And then I asked my question, and you'll be proud of me. My question was this. I might even get emotional about this. I said, Mr. President, you saved this country when you ran for president. And despite you being mistreated, you look like you are in great health. I hope you're in great health because by the way, he looked like he was in great health. I said, Mr. President, you're it. You're the only guy. You have to save this country again. So my question for you, are you willing to save this country again? I was so honored. The whole room broke out in applause. The whole room. It was the only question that got applause from the whole room. It immediately set off a conversation with me and the president. And just to let you know, and I don't think this is any secret at all, there's no question in my mind. The president said this publicly. He said, subject to a doctor's call, I think I'm in. But the president is not going to announce anything because there are issues legally about when you announce what you can and can't do and anything else. So I just want to let you know that I don't think this is any secret. By the way, it was said in the room over and over again, the big room, not the private room. I mean, there's no question that the president's going to run. But he's not going to announce now. It does him no good to announce. But my question led to a conversation between me and the president. And we talked about my question. He kept bringing up McConnell. I got to talk to him about Freedom Fest. And Kimberly Guilfoyle joined in that. I got to talk about the media market here in Cincinnati area. We got talking so much, Rick Grinnell, who's to my left, his national security advisor, goes, hey, let somebody else talk. I got shut down by Trump's national security advisor because I was talking too much with the president. By the way, it wasn't obnoxious. It was just natural. But by the way, I got it, so I shut up. And there was, I think, one more question. And the president said a lot of things. Now, I got to share some things with you that I don't think the president would mind me sharing with you. Kavanaugh. There's a lot of people that wanted him to dump Kavanaugh. And he didn't. I want that to sink in for all of you on the vax mandate vote of Kavanaugh. Now, as the president said, he asked the room, he said, what do you think about my appointments? Where do you think it works? And Ted Cruz and others said that they thought his appointments at the district court level and the appeals level was paying dividends. And Ted Cruz, obviously the constitutional scholar, said that he thought it was too soon to tell about the Supreme Court, but that it was certainly better than what it would have been had Hillary been making these appointments. The president was pleased to know what the feedback was on the lower courts, but you could tell the president's a little concerned about the Supreme Court appointments. It's clear to me that he does not like McConnell. I won't get into it all, but it was fun. He kept bringing up, he knew I was from Kentucky. By the way, I disavowed McConnell. I don't like him either. Kentuckians don't like him, Mr. President. Here's something that is no secret, I don't think. There was a lot of discussion about, he said, our fighting generals are so good, and how the political generals that Obama used and Biden used are so bad. And he told some great stories about fighting generals and how the fighting generals destroyed the caliphate and how the fighting generals would take out terrorists. It was amazing in leadership, his interaction. We talked about Truth, the new social. He's very proud of that. By the way, he said, maybe all these cancellations of me were a good thing because now we're going to have Truth. And by the way, Truth is going to make him filthy rich. He'll be able to self-finance again. I want to just say he told some great stories. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get bogged down. A couple funny things. After the dinner, the big, tall, gray-haired glasses, talks like a Texan, looks like a Texan, finance chairman, came up to me. I was so honored. And he said to me, your statement in question was outstanding. The entire room loved it. I was thinking, wow. Then I got involved in a little conversation with these billionaires about helping Trump raise money. I mean, it was just so awesome. Oh, by the way, here's some funny things. Folks, if I'm such a bad guy, a dangerous guy, let me see. The restraining order that my brother got against me, which I didn't fight, threatening to burn down the courthouse. Guess what? I got cleared by Secret Service. The Kentucky Bar Association's not going to clear me, but the Secret Service cleared me to be close to the president. I'm going to close with, I have 1,000 of these stories. And I'm not going to reveal all of them to the public, but I got to share one story, okay? I met someone who's got connections to Camp David. And they said that when Trump was president, Camp David was a whirlwind of activity till 1 in the morning and start over at 4 a.m. Trump keeps my hours. And whirlwind of activity. People, typing, working, messages, communication. Complete whirlwind of activity. Under Joe Biden, nobody's ever there but him and his wife. Very few visitors. Sleeps till 11 a.m. Sleeps till 11 a.m. at Camp David. Doesn't do a damn thing. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. And during the Afghanistan fall, they took a picture of him like at Camp David. That picture was taken way earlier than that moment. And the whole time the Afghanistan thing was going on, he was in the movie room watching The Mummy over and over again. The movie The Mummy. While Afghanistan was falling, Biden was in the movie room at Camp David by himself watching The Mummy over and over again. The guy's out. By the way, based upon by one day talking to people that know stuff, as bad as you think it is, it's worse. Oh, I got to share one more story. I love when my gut tells me something and then I get evidence that proves it. My gut tells me Susan Rice and Barack Obama are running this country through Susan Rice, the domestic policy advisor. Everything that's going on in this country, you can just, Susan Rice's name's all over it. Trump told this story. When Obama was president of the United States, Biden was vice president, and she was the national security advisor, the generals in the field had to talk to Susan Rice about what to do and not to do and had to get approval from Susan Rice. They actually nicknamed her General Rice. They couldn't do anything with it. They said it was a complete disaster. A complete disaster. I mean, who are these people that elected this guy? All of you suburban moms out there, you have to make peace with this country by helping us in 2022 and 2024. I mean, who voted for this? Who didn't think this was all going to happen? By the way, I want one final thing, because what's going on in Ukraine should not change what's going on in this country. What's going to happen with gas prices, inflation, the truckers convoy. We cannot forget about all this stuff. Folks, I want to tell you something. There's more than one way to destroy a country. Russia went into Ukraine with tanks and troops. We have a border where it's just all coming into our country, filtering out through this freaking country. And these people that run this country don't give a damn. Why? What's the oldest answer? Money, power. They all want to be globalists and rich and play with the communists. Then look out for America and Americans. One final thing. Endorsement, because I know I'm going to have lots of people ask me now, you're going to laugh at this, okay? I never even brought up my running for governor to Trump. I brought up my running the governor to everybody else that I met during the day, but not to Trump. But, people are going to ask, did you get Trump's endorsement? No, I didn't ask, didn't even talk about it. But you're going to laugh at this. You know, as a lawyer, I don't practice anymore, I'm retired, but I am a lawyer. I could make the argument, you're going to laugh, that I did get the endorsement. And you know why? Trump showed up at the day meeting like about 2:30, straight from the golf course. He showed up in his golf attire. They gave him the microphone. He was in the back of the room. And he spoke for like 20 minutes. By the way, I recorded it. And by the way, the news isn't going to get my recording. He didn't say anything bad, but they're not going to get my recording. By the way, they're trying to blame Trump that he complimented Putin. Taken completely out of context. He said Putin did the right thing because they let him do it. He said he would never do that if I was president. They always take everything out of. And apparently somebody leaked something that Trump said there. Well, I ain't going to leak anything. But Trump spoke. And you know what Trump said to that room full of candidates? He said, I hope all of you win. So, I could make the argument as a lawyer that Trump endorsed me because he wants everybody in that room to win. But I'm not going to announce my endorsement based on that, because that could make some people mad. But he did say, I hope all of you win. So I could publicly say, Trump did say he hopes I win. He said the same thing at the dinner. So I just wanted to put that out there because I know many of you are going to ask. But ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, watch my other video about Ukraine. It'll blow you away. And I've got 2 more videos coming, one on CPAC and one on law. Thank you.